Hello, Happy New Year. Distinguished Hooligan here. Welcome to Hooligan Studios on this, the first day of 2019. Seeing that it's New Year's Day, I don't have to work today. In fact, I've had the last, 8-9 days off. So unfortunately it's back to work tomorrow. But we were up rather late last night ringing in the New Year. So in a little bit of a mellow mood today. Got a few minutes and thought I would put together Eric Clapton's Wonderful Tonight for you. It's a pretty straightforward song. On the recording, there's obviously a bunch of different tracks. We can't do all of those parts just playing one guitar, so I'll try to arrange this in a way that I kind of figure it's the way he would do it if he's playing it live. So I'll hit a coffee here and we'll get started. Yes. So the chords. Let's start with the chords. It's pretty straightforward. It's in the key of G, and the chords starts in the G. You can play this open G, but because we're going to be doing this little single note picking with a pick, it's easier to play this F-shaped G chord. So just bar at the 3rd fret, the high E and the B string. Drop your middle finger down at the 4th fret of the G string, and your ring finger on the 5th fret of the D string. And that gives you a G chord. And you can kind of lay your thumb over the low E and the A string just to mute them so they don't get in the mix, because you don't want them to sound. It'll sound like that, and that's not right. So G, then we're doing a D major add 9. I know a lot of people just play it with a D, but I'm pretty sure it's a D major add 9. So this chord, there's your typical D, right? You're just moving this your ring finger up and catching the D string at the 3rd fret, and holding your index finger at the 3rd fret on the B string, and you're getting that D right there on the 2nd fret of the G string, and you can let that high E ring open, and it just gives it a nice little different sound. I'm pretty sure that's the chord he's using. Goes to a standard C. 3rd fret of the A string, 2nd fret of the D string, open G, and 1st fret of the B. And back to our standard D. So that's the main chorus. So that's the chord pattern: G, D major add 9, C, D, back to G. In the chorus or bridge, whatever you want to call it, there's an E minor that comes in. E minor, 2nd fret of the A string, 2nd fret of the D string, and we'll show you how all that works. So now that you know the chords, let's talk a bit about the picking pattern. And Clapton kind of varies it around a little bit, but for the most part, it's I'm playing it as and I'll just call it the string numbers. It's probably easier. So the 4th string, 3rd string, 2nd string, back up to the 3rd string, then the 1st string and 2nd string, so to the 3rd. So it's really just these are all 8th notes or quarter notes, whichever way you want to look at it. But it's if you count in your head 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 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 so on. So it's very, very even. The only place that timing changes a little bit is when we go into the chorus, I guess, or the chorus. And he kind of, how can I describe this? So he's on the D, and he does this little push, open 2 3 on the A string into a C chord to the D, and then we get this G, and I'm just playing my standard open G, but he's really just doing a walk down. So G, F sharp to an open E, and he does that by playing this G, and then take your index finger and drop down to the 2nd fret, and gives you that G, F sharp, E. And I also take my middle finger and I drop it on to the G string at the 2nd fret. So, and it kind of gives you that sound. And it's just an open E minor chord. And back to the G. So that covers the chords and the timing a bit. So let's just play it along and give you a chance to, I think, kind of figure it out on your own just by following. So that's really all you need to play all the rhythm parts. Now I'll show you some of the lead, the little lead fills and that very nice little intro and the outro solo. But first, I need another hit of caffeine here. Yes, yes, very good. All right, the intro. I said earlier that it's in the key of G. G major, the relative minor is E minor, and to be honest, I'm thinking in the key of E minor when I'm playing this, and this is the I guess the 4th position of the E minor scale, and it's all in around here. So at the 10th fret. That's the little intro. So 10th fret of the B string, you're bending up a full tone. You're releasing it, pulling it off to the 8th. Doing that again. But this time you're coming down to the 9th fret of the G string. So like this. And that's how he ends it. So it's that same little opening. Slide up from the 10th to the 12th fret to the 13th, and then on the 15th a full bend and release back to the 15th. Alright, so let's play the whole thing. Now when on the recording he plays, actually he just goes, and he just holds it there. But you hear in the background, you can hear the keyboards and the bass playing that part. He drops out for some reason. when I playing this live, and I'm usually playing, just in a well, 4-piece, but a 3 instruments, drum, bass, guitar, and a singer. I play that whole line. Otherwise, it just kind of drops out. But that whole intro. Right, now we're. Right, so we know all those parts. There's a little fill before it comes in before the verse, or sorry, the chorus. I always get verse and chorus mixed up. I got to figure that out someday. It's almost like a bridge or a pre-chorus, whatever you want to call it. But it's again, all around the E minor scale. So on your G string, hammer on from 7 to 9, and then the 8th of the B, and 10 slide up to 12. So just again all around the E minor, and it's just it's so much feel. Clapton can. He can really lay it back, and his bends are so precise, and he really brings a lot of emotion to his playing, which is why I kind of like this song. It's simple and straightforward, but you can really hear the emotion in it. So that little intro to the pre-chorus again: 7 to 9 on the G, 8 on the B, and slide from 10 to 12, and then catch a 10 on the E. So if you listen to it, you have to get the timing, but it's. Right? And then hammering on from 10 to 12 on E, back to the 10th. And then he has this gorgeous pre-bend on the B, down to the 8th fret. And then just slides up from the 7th to the 9th on the G string to resolve. So the whole thing together is. And that leads into that little pre-chorus or bridge, whatever you want to call it. So the outro solo, very similar to the intro, only we're going to add, well, it's not really a double stop, but you'll see when we get there. So we have the, so when you've got that bend up, we want to catch the high E string at the 10th fret, and then back to the 8th fret, and just catch the 7th and 9th on the G string to sort of resolve that. Then it repeats again, right? And then slide up from the 10th to the 12th. Hammer on to the 10th. Hammer on once more, 10. And it just ends with that same walk up that we have from the intro. So that whole outro is. So that's it. That's Wonderful Tonight. Really a great little tune by Clapton, with a lot more going on than it appears when you first hear it. I think the key to playing it, as I showed you when I was counting that, and 2 and 3 and 4, and you really got to lock that in. And you just play it, run through it a few times, and you'll get the timing down, and you'll have a lot of fun. It's one of those ones that you can play if you're in a band or around the campfire. Everyone knows it, and it's a very popular tune. Anyway, hopefully that was helpful. Please give me a like, subscribe to the channel. Say I'm back to work tomorrow, unfortunately, so I won't be able to record as much as I would like. But it's always fun to put these together for you, and I hope they're helpful. And all the best for 2019.